సుప్రీంకోర్టు న్యాయమూర్తిపై ఆరోపణలతో సీఎం జగన్ లక్ష్మణ రేఖ దాటారా? అవునని అంటున్నారు ఢిల్లీ హైకోర్టు మాజీ న్యాయమూర్తి ఆర్ఎస్ సోధి. ప్రభుత్వాల చర్యలపై న్యాయ సమీక్ష అధికారం కోర్టులకు ఉంటుందని ఆయన స్పష్టం చేశారు. శాసన న్యాయ వ్యవస్థల మధ్య రాజ్యాంగం స్పష్టమైన విభజన రేఖ నిర్దేశించిందన్నారు. రెండు వ్యవస్థలు పరస్పర గౌరవ మర్యాదలు పాటించాలన్న జస్టిస్ సోధి ఏపీ ప్రభుత్వం ఈ పరిధిని దాటిందని అన్నారు. కోర్టుల నైతిక స్థైర్యం దెబ్బతీసే ప్రయత్నాలు న్యాయస్థానాలపై ప్రజల విశ్వాసాన్ని కోల్పోయేలా చేస్తాయని వివరించారు. ప్రభుత్వాలు మారినా హైకోర్టు శాశ్వతమంటున్నారు జస్టిస్ ఆర్ఎస్ సోధి.
You know, it is most unfortunate that things like this have started. Of late, if you notice, there's a trend. The trend itself seems to be to attack the judiciary some way or the other. Now, this trend is becoming popular, as it were, and receiving so much attention of the media that anybody who wants to say anything stupid about the judiciary gets highlighted, and the judiciary is expected to either defend itself and or ignore it. Now, when it does defend itself, then you have criticism of why do you want to defend yourself? Why should this happen? Why should that happen? So, but of late, targeting of the judiciary has become, I think, a norm of the day, which is which is not only incorrect, it's highly dangerous, because this is the only pillar of the Constitution which has no police force, no army to defend itself and or anybody else, and does not come onto the television to keep answering its allegations or whatever is thrown at it. It answers only through judgments, and judgments are open to you to criticize or see or do whatever you like. It only speaks through the judgments, and judges themselves individually are not answerable. It is the court that speaks. It is the court that answers. It is the court that is responsible. It is the court that takes the decision. Therefore, it's the High Court or the Supreme Court or whatever, and not Ramaiah himself or so and so himself. That he is not the court. He is only one member of the court who is dealing with a particular topic. That's all. No. Firstly, let me tell you, the Chief Minister probably doesn't even know his authority, does not know his duties, nor does he know his limitations. The state does not belong to him. He is not the owner of the state. He is a functionary of the state, and the state is governed by the rule of law. Every action of the government, be it innocuous, be it spectacular, is questionable before the court. If anybody challenges an action of the state or the state government, the court is bound to answer in whichever way it feels is the correct way, in accordance with the provisions laid down in the Constitution and the laws. Therefore, the interpretation is left to the court. But every action has a judicial review. I mean, if a chief minister does not know this much, he has so much bureaucracy around him to advise him as to how to proceed in matters that he has either not taken advice or he's absolutely ill-informed. He's just the chief minister, elected member under the Constitution, has got particular duties to perform, and those duties have to be performed within this framework of the Constitution and the laws laid down. If he goes beyond that, the courts will have to rein him in. So what is wrong? That is a system, and he is part of the system. And I am sure he took an oath to protect the Constitution and the laws. He is breaking his own oath. What a silly perception. The High Court has got nothing to do with your government. Which government comes, which government goes. High Court will remain the High Court. And the High Court's duties are to keep you in checks and balances, and to hold you back and ensure that you do not lose your mind. That's all. And that is what the High Court is doing. And therefore, to attack the High Court that they want to bring down his government, how is the High Court is not an elected body. High Court has got no axe to grind. The High Court it doesn't make a difference to the High Court who comes as a chief minister, who goes as a chief minister, which political party comes into power, which political party is not lost faith. It is the people who will elect you. High Courts are not going to elect you. High Court has got no axe to grind. You remain within the Constitution. The High Court is very happy. Look, there is no precedent because stupidities don't happen every day. That have never happened in this country, are happening now, but they are happening. Like I told you in the very beginning, it's become a fashion. Target the judiciary. Oh, it makes lovely headlines and puts you into limelight as if you are the Joan of Arc, fighting who? God only knows. I think the Chief Minister has no business, none whatsoever, to see who is the Chief Justice, who is the judge, what is the composition of the court, of the High Court. Chief Minister has got no business. He comes for 5 years, does his job to the best of his ability, hopefully, and within the framework of law. And every action of his will be tested by that High Court, which he is bound to respect. He's got no other option. Every criminal wants the court to be slow. Every victim wants it to be fast. The Supreme Court has set into motion a system where lawmakers can be dealt with expeditiously, or their cases against them can be dealt with expeditiously. The Supreme Court did not say punish them all. The Supreme Court did not say how to do it. Each case will depend upon its own fact. You are going to be given a full chance like everybody else is given. So what is wrong, and how are you so aggrieved with that? See, it's not the morale of the judiciary really. It is morale of you, the people of India. You have a judiciary to look up to, a judiciary to go to for any grievance that you may have. Against who? Your own government, the executive and or the legislature. Whatever they may have done wrong is open to judicial review. On your behalf, it goes to the court. And courts is the guardian of your rights. It is the only protector you have got. And therefore, it is the people of India who get demoralized or get affected more than the courts themselves. Over the period of time, you will realize every judge develops certain amount of a thick skin. He is able to take a lot of nonsense, but he will keep to his brief, which is facts and law. And he will go on giving you judgment after judgment after judgment. The courts are not going to be cowed down merely because one chief minister who thought he was above law. Now, I would not be answering this kind of a question because, see, the court itself is a very magnanimous body. It takes up only those matters which it actually feels that you are trying to denigrate the authority of the court itself. You're disturbing the functioning of the court in such a fashion that it's causing disturbance. Now, that is for the court to decide. The court will decide its own course of action. But yes, so this chief minister has overstepped his Lakshman Rekha. He does not know the simple protocols. He does not know how to address a letter. He does not know who to address the letter. He does not know that the press is not your forum or your stepping stone of sending officials or demi-officials letters amongst dignitaries.